From 30%, tenants have started resuming operations in malls at 80% capacity following the easing of COVID-19 restrictions. But it would not be an easy recovery. Metro Manila mayors have unanimously decided to still ban minors from entering malls, a setback for the likes of SM Malls, which has seen a drop in revenues.
We told all our malls not to allow minors anymore to go into our malls. So when we compared week on week, prior to that, medyo around 10% ang drop.
During the hearing of the House Committee on Trade and Industry, some mall operators also made an appeal following reports that not everybody has implemented restrictions.
There are other cities allowing minors in the malls, but others strictly po hindi. So,
Major malls said they will respect the guidelines but hope that it will be implemented across all malls. But Trade Secretary Ramon Lopez, who just tested positive for COVID-19, is pushing back against the move. He said an outright ban of children in malls is not a wise move as kids help increase mall sales by 30 to 50%. If a certain age bracket will be allowed, he believes malls can somehow cushion the blow of the pandemic.
Perhaps we can reopen or consider certain age segment where there is, we would say, hindi sila yung maging spreader, sila yung may discipline na wearing mask, hindi sila tumatakbo, kumakalat, humahawak sa lahat ng bagay. They are the disciplined children. In other words, yung age na yon, maybe that is 7 years old pataas or 10 years old pataas.
Congressman Sharon Garin does not see the point in banning certain age brackets.
I just don't know if there's a difference between a 12-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 30-year-old going out, because these people are probably more conscious about, if we don't let them go out, they won't know what to do in public, So there's also the education part. So it's just that I don't see the logic na, okay, pwede yung 20, pero hindi pwede yung 18. I mean, what's the difference? There should be some scientific basis to that. Just because they can't vote yet, then they cannot get out. So I just don't understand. Thank you.
Deputy Speaker Wes Gatchalian also questioned if children are allowed to come with their parents in travel bubbles, why not malls? But the health department did not budge.
They are part of that vulnerable sector that we consider also. So aside from the elderly, we also consider children as vulnerable. As to the science on why we are restricting them going out and restricting their mobility, it's because they're part of the vulnerable sector. As we have said, the elderlies, the children, also the pregnant women, these are part of those that we consider vulnerable and are at most risk of this disease.
Health Secretary Francisco Duque dropped by SM Mega Mall in Mandaluyong himself to make sure that the establishment is abiding by the prohibition and are practicing minimum health standards.